Gino Torretta, the great gabagool, the big tortellini, the Heisman Trophy winner. He joins us on Thursdays to talk football, and you'll hear Gino all season long on Touchdown Radio as well. His first broadcast is September 5th, UCLA and Cal. Canes, of course, open their season Friday, September 4th at Stanford, and Gino is brought to us each week by the Plumbers Local 519. Local 519 members are proud supporters of South Florida, the Miami Hurricanes, and the community. For more than a century, Local 519 has been protecting the health of our communities while building South Florida. So if you're ready to build a career you can be proud of, join the next generation of skilled union professionals at UA Plumbers Local 519. What's up, Big Tortellini? You got CNBC.
I might have to. You know what? I might have to sneak over to the Canes Stanford game. That's just in the South Bay. I'll be over in the East Bay for
I
the
feel
Cal
like
game.
that was part of your planning when you chose the UCLA Cal game.
No, it was more to go see my mom.
Well, I know you do a bunch of West Coast games because you want to get back home, but
it was more to see my mom. It's a 10:30 time slot, so there's not a lot of live Hawkman and Crowder and Solana programming at that point in time. So maybe QAM will take the game. And I to be honest, Hawk, I knew Miami played on an off day that weekend. And I just kind of didn't put it together that they were playing at Stanford.
Works out perfectly.
Yeah.
What do you think? I was reading something, and I know this is so early because the stuff like the Heisman hopefuls before the season start oftentimes never pan out. But I was reading an article on caneswarning.com, and they were making a case for several Hurricanes as possible Heisman candidates. 3 of them were Mark Fletcher, Malachi Toney, and, of course, Darian Mensah. Do you have – I know you're a Heisman winner, Heisman voter. Do you have early thoughts on, like, who you're targeting as potential Heisman winners?
No. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really even think about it until maybe the end of October. And then what I'll kind of do is group quarterbacks together, wideouts, defensive players. I'll group them together and then say, okay, of the best wide receivers – versus the best quarterbacks, who has performed the best in big games, and then put together my list. I mean, a lot of times who I vote for is not, what the 3 or 4 that come to New York, because I more vote with my eyes on, hey, if I'm at a Michigan Ohio State game and a Michigan guy balls out, then you know what, he's up for it. He had the pressure on. And he performed. But, I would say this. Those 3 guys in Miami, yes, they are all, could have great seasons. I would say this. If one of them has that season, if Fletcher has the season to win the Heisman, Darian Mensah is not going to be in the discussion for the Heisman. I mean, it's just there's not enough footballs to go around. There's not enough offense. You can't have a running back 1,500 yards, 2,000 yards, and then have a quarterback throw for 3,500 to 4,000. It's just not possible. If Fletcher has a game, it probably takes Malachi Toney out of it, unless maybe he returns 3 punts or kickoffs for a touchdown. So, that's just knowing football. But of all those guys, can they put together a season? I'm sure they could. They're all that talented. And you're right. Like people saying, well, this is who's going to win the Heisman now. I mean, that's like last year. What was it? 12 teams in the top 15 lost in like week 1 last year. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, the rankings don't mean anything. The who's the Heisman front runner right now? You want to be the Heisman front runner? The ballots are sent in the first week of December. That's when you want to be the front runner.
And with having a vote, with being a prior Heisman and having that vote, like I think Bain is better at defensive end than Fernando Mendoza was at quarterback. But then is it impact? Like there's so many things that go into it. When there's a committee, now you're talking about it where it's a la carte, it's guy to guy, where they're not looking at it like that. And like how do you like you're saying, you look at the receivers, look at the quarterbacks. Jeremiah Smith is better at receiver than probably every quarterback is at quarterback in the nation.
Right. Well, look at Ndamukong Suh. I mean, you played with him. I mean, like he was dominant. I mean, he almost single-handedly won the Big 12 championship game that was right before voting, and he almost won the Heisman because he had a great year, and then he was just a home wrecker in the conference championship game. People think it's very easy to vote for the Heisman, and I would say this: our ballot is it's 6 lines. It's name, blank line, school, blank line. 1, 2, 3. You think that makes it easy? It's not easy because it's not. Hey, you got to pick the best. You got to pick the top quarterback. You got to pick the top receiver. It's, in my eyes, who is the most outstanding player, and that's why I said, like, I can remember. Heck, I think you might have been in school still. I remember voting for Glenn Dorsey because I remember watching him play. I'm like, I saw him play like 2 or 3 times in person. There wasn't a single person that could block him. He was Warren Sapp dominant inside. And he was unbelievable. So, but that's me, and that's where I don't necessarily go by watching the stuff on TV. Well, this is who's going to win. Listen, whoever wins, they're great addition to our fraternity. But I don't vote based on who I think's going to win. I vote on who I think I've seen is the most outstanding player in college football, and I don't really care if that's a defensive guy, a return guy, or multi-side guy like Travis Hunter. I mean, that's just kind of how I look at it. And I know not everybody does that because I think some people think I want to say I voted for the Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, it's like
get it right.
People are like, "Who'd you vote for?" I'm like, to be honest, I don't even know, and I'm not going to tell you anyway because like I don't want. If I didn't vote for the winner, I don't want him to think, "Hey, man, why did you vote for me?" So.
I'm looking at the results of your Heisman race, 1992. Do you know who Gino beat, Crowder, Solana?
I do not.
Some bum.
2 average running backs. Maybe I would say this. Let me put it to you this way, Crowder. Probably the best running back receiver the NFL's ever seen. Combo.
Wow.
Runner and receiver.
I don't know. What
Marshall Faulk.
I was going to say Falk.
You beat Falk?
Falk was 2 and Garrison Hurst was 3.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think who was 4.
I
think Brooks was up there for Notre
He was
Dame.
5th. Reggie Brooks was 5th.
Yeah, Bettis was somewhere up there. I think Michael Barrow was in the top 10 or
Fourth was Marvin Jones from FSU.
Marvin Jones. Yeah.
So Gino ended up with 310 first place votes. Marshall Faulk got 164 first place votes.
And that's where we're both having great seasons. He got hurt. He missed the last 2 games. He missed a game. We played against them the very last game of the year. And it's supposed to be, whoever performed in that game, hey, had the, final feather in the cap before the Heisman, and he didn't get a chance to play because he had a banged up knee.
As a Heisman hopeful, were you talked about before the season started?
No, not at all. Did I think? Listen, I thought we won the championship in '91. I wasn't even the preseason All-American quarterback going into 92, and I'm like, well, isn't the goal to win the games? Like Marvin Lewis, the goal is to win the game. And then probably after we played Arizona, who's top 5 defensively, Penn State and Florida State all in a row. And I remember at that point, people saying nationally in the papers and the media was, if they can get through that stretch, it'll be because I had good games and I led us to victory and I'd have a chance at that point in time. I can remember I thought I had a chance after 91 where I'm like going, we're going to win them all again. I'm going to be the quarterback. I'm going to be the one putting up numbers, and I think I'll have a chance. But you don't know because there's 900 people that vote. Like, people get mad at a kid, and people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't have won." I'm like, okay, I didn't vote. And I'm not one of those 900 people that voted for me. So you know what? Talk to them.
Was there a moment,
let me shout out my trophy here.
Was there a moment, Gino? Was there a moment in '92 when you were like, "Oh yeah, I got these boys"?
No. The only thing, because listen, Marshall and I and Garrison had an unbelievable year at Georgia. And there really wasn't. I remember Corso, saying, "Hey, I think Torretta's going to win." I mean, I'm sure that helped. But no, there wasn't a time where until they opened that envelope and said my name, you don't know, and I mean,
You
I
didn't walk
hoped.
into that room thinking I'm the front runner and I'm coming out of here with this trophy.
You know what? I will tell you this. So I barely made it there. I was in Kentucky the night before for the Johnny Unitas Award. There was an ice storm in New York. I flew out at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Got there, no hot water in the DAC, old building, took a freezing cold shower, ran downstairs, and in the 13th floor. And the USA Today, that was back when remember it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday paper.
Yeah.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it said I was going to win. It was like, hey, here's the front runner. They had interviewed people and this. So I had that, or at least that was out there. So I took out an index card, I don't know, probably Friday, and wrote like some notes. If I win, I want to make sure I thank these people. We sat there. NBC was doing the telecast. O.J. Simpson was one of the hosts of the show. And the Dolphins-Bills game in Buffalo, Marino and Kelly, went overtime. So it was live, but we couldn't go on until their game was over. So like not only you're nervous, like I walk in, I have no idea. You don't know if you're going to win. I'm the last person like to walk in the Heisman room, and it's the three of us on stage. And, we're sitting there talking, and I had obviously met the guys before, and Garrison, I'm like at the end. Garrison was in the middle and Marshall was on the other end. And Garrison goes, "Well, what are you doing after this?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean? What am I doing after this?" I go, "What if you win? You don't have a speech?" I go, "I got a speech." He goes, "You have a speech?" I go, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm preparing that I won. If I don't, then I'm throwing it away. And
like Garrison Hurst was just planning on going to Applebee's or something. If anybody wanted to go.
I was like, it was almost like, hey, do you want to go out in New York City after this? And I'm like going, dude, I don't even know. I just got here.
I think I might have media to do. I don't think I could go sightseeing.
I'm like, did you read the paper?
I might have a chance.
So yeah, exactly. I think so. They're saying there's a chance.
So they're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, but then the game comes back. It was just crazy. I was watching Marino and Kelly, and they're in the snow, and we're waiting. And that was as soon as the game was over, they come live. Here's NBC coming in live, and they do a half-hour show, and until they open that envelope, nobody in that room knew.
When you heard your name, when they said, and the Heisman Trophy goes to this year, and you heard your name, like, did you have that, moment where people talk about that all the work I put in, it all came to fruition in this moment, all the early mornings and the late nights and the watching what I eat when all my friends were eating pizzas. And
I don't know if it's relief. Like that it's over and you won, and all I remember is my mom screamed like audibly like something was going down and wrong, just and I got up and I shook Garrison's hand, shook Marshall's hand, and went up there and kind of at that point it's just like a blur. I mean, think about it. You're a 20-some-year-old kid and you're just you won something that's forever going to be with you.
Change your life. That changed your life. Yeah. You can never take away, I'm a Heisman Trophy winner. That's
100%.
I mean, the pinnacle,
you don't,
right?
And the whole weekend,
player.
Hawk, the whole weekend, the other winners are like, you don't realize what you've done now. You will. And it's like as you go through, the seasons and, you're 10 years after and 15 and 25 years after, and you're still – talked about it. Yeah, it's just you're part of history. I mean, I just I have so many great memories being up there, whether it's seeing my daughter sit next to Earl Campbell when he couldn't get on the stage, and she was probably 5 or 6, somewhere in there, had her American Girl doll. She's telling Earl Campbell and showing him like her doll, like on the TV show. And I'm sitting there just watching her smiling, and being, I remember one year, like the Raiders, obviously growing up the West Coast, the Raiders were like, they were, they were successful. They were awesome. And like Marcus was, obviously Mark Salins was a star. And I remember like seeing him, and Marcus isn't there every year in New York. And I just, hey, Marcus, how you doing? It's Gino. And he looked at me like, and he was like, I know who you are. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just, I mean,
But
yeah.
like wild. Yeah, Marcus Allen knows who I am. Like,
Yeah, it's just like, I'm like, yeah, but Marcus, I haven't seen you in probably 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I just kind of do that. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Gino, we see you on the TV commercials. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
I didn't get picked this year. I don't get to cash some checks.
Did you get put in the Heisman house?
That's right up my alley.
No. Those are hey, I will tell you this, Channing. That's why you got to join the union. Whether it's the 519, the plumbers, the Screen Actors Guild, because them extra envelopes coming in the mail. I was like, what are these from? Oh, those are union checks. Those are Screen Actors Guild. I'm like, peace.
I learned how to take pictures of checks now on your phone and cash them. It's amazing. Gino, I gotta.
You know what?
I gotta
you do it. You're like those kids. Like if I give my daughter cash, she's like, "What am I going to do with this?" I'm like, "You use it." I'm like,
you don't still
cash isn't king now.
You don't go to the bank branch, Gino, to cash a check.
You know what? I went today. I actually went through the drive-thru because I had my $287 check from all the number 13 Torretta Heisman jerseys that were sold last year. I got $287, so I went to the bank and I cashed it. Yes.
Yeah, let's get to talk to the teller, human interaction. Yeah,
I know my account number. I write it on top. I said my account number is right at the top of that check. Put deposit only on the back, and I go in there and physically cash a check. Yes.
Who the hell's buying a number 13 Torretta jersey in 2025 and 26?
Bro, they made Heisman jerseys for all of us. I would do something on.
People are buying yours.
Yeah, they have them at Dick's. It's a sporting good down the street.
He's a hater, Gino. Don't answer his questions, Gino. I need some more to this story, Gino. So
what's up?
Did you and Garrison Hurst go out and give out some big tortellini that night? What happened after you won the Heisman?
No, that was a blur. There was so much media at that point in time, and then I definitely drank some cold Coors Lights. I know that after.
You've got to be the toast of the town, right? When you win the Heisman Trophy, and you've got all the previous Heisman Trophy winners who are there. And
toast of the town. There was 6 inches of ice on every car outside. It was like an apocalyptic scene when I got to New York. I was like, what is an ice storm? And you're like, cars are like solid ice cube over the top of them. So yeah, it was
Think about it, though. He's part of a fraternity that literally lets one person in per year. I mean, that's really like, you think of Masters, you think of Super Bowl MVP, right? Like it has to be just one person every year.
You know what it is? It's like you're part of history, but you had that magical season and things worked like, listen, I wasn't a front runner at the start of the season. And I'm sure a lot of the guys, I'm Mark Ingram. I know he wasn't a front runner when he started the season at Alabama. I mean, so there's lots of guys, you're not the front runner. And there are so many things I would say like not in a winner's control where it's just like, yeah, you can have a great, I mean, Cam Ward had the best season a quarterback could have and has ever had. But other things and a couple more victories he didn't have, so that everything didn't come together. So I think there are so many things that come together for each of us, and we've all won the award when I'd take Wenke out of it. We're all 21 to 23 years old, or 20 to 23 years old. So.
What wild! I love talking about that stuff, Gino Torretta. But we're out of time. But Solana has a joke. Go ahead, Solana, before we have to wrap things up.
You ready for this one, Gino?
Yeah, I am. By the way, you know what? You got to work on that camera angle. It's not good. It's like I'm looking like right at the top of your forehead, and
You can't miss his forehead.
I know that's why I'm like going.
He's getting
like
torched for the forehead on the chat
I don't want
today,
the
and
camera
Jim
looking at the top
Larinaga,
of my
he's already
head.
signed in. He goes
Like-
after him
like-
on the forehead.
Do you live in Miami or do you not see the sun? Like, back that up. Like, I'll send you some self tanner and put it on your face. I mean, you are Latin, right?
Gino, do you see your own forehead on the camera? Because your forehead
I
is
know.
significantly bigger than me.
I
mean,
know, but I don't put the camera angle like this. Like, seriously? I know you don't, but it looks like, and Hawk will remember this, the spray hair paint. It looks like you got spray hair paint
It's
on
just
top
bad
of your
lighting,
head
Gino.
because
We have bad
your
lighting.
face is so white and your hair is so dark.
You're the white Carlos Boozer. Now kill him with a joke, Solana. Like completely undercut.
By the way, I was in the studio on Monday. I didn't see any of you there.
I'm not even mad because the whole segment, all I was thinking was, how the hell did this bum beat Marshall Falk for the Heisman?
Hey, Solana, you ain't the first and you ain't going to be the last.
Gino, why couldn't the pasta unlock the door?
Because it didn't have the key.
Gnocchis.
Gnocchi. All right. I like it. You know what?
Joke.
I have a book here.
Come on, Gino, don't be upsetty. Eat some spaghetti, brother. Come on.
That's in my dad jokes book. I know. That's in my dad jokes book. I got this for Father's Day.
Gnocchi. That is a great joke.
Ziti, what I did there?
Terrible.
Gino Torretta, the Heisman Trophy winner, he joins us on Thursdays, courtesy of our friends at the Plumbers Local 519. If you're graduating high school or changing careers or know someone looking for a future with purpose, excellent training, and real opportunity, now is the time to take a serious look at UA Plumbers Local 519. Thank you, Gino. That was fun.
That is an excellent fade you got, Solana, though. I like it. High tight.
Deep fade.
High and tight.